Trying to fight back, the redshirt freshman Jalen Withers rocks the red.
And he continues to impress. You can tell.
Hello, guys. Caleb here. Come to you live at a post game of the Auburn game. I'm not even gonna say Kentucky game. Let me just say, I love Coach Calipari, but in my opinion, this game was the worst coach game I have ever seen. This game, in his career, this was the worst coach game I have seen. Yeah, and I'm wearing these glasses upside down because that's all I can explain this performance. You got up first 9-2. Auburn was missing every shot, and you still lose the game. Unbelievable. And one thing to lose, but your post-game presser, your post-game press conference, the comments you made, I'm not even going to get started on one of them, but they were just full of excuses. It was just excuses after excuses after excuses after excuses. You didn't play Allen and Toppin more because you don't want to take players' heart away? You mean Brandon Boston? Who hasn't been playing like a starter? Hasn't been playing like a good starter? I say you need to, you say Brandon Boston, you are, that comment, that's just an excuse to not play them. Dante Allen and Jacob Toppin are much better and deserve to start over Brandon Boston. I think Brandon Boston needs to sit on the bench and come off the bench until he can play like a starter. Here's one thing. I love Coach Cal, but my tolerance of him is starting to get kind of shaky. One thing is Darren Fox, former player's recent comments on Coach Calipari. He doesn't care about winning games, and that's true. He may care some, but here's his thing. His number one priority should be winning games for the University of Kentucky, winning championships, all that. But in reality, his top priority is getting guys to the NBA. While that's good that it's a priority, it should not be top priority for him. I'm speechless that Calipari is refusing to play players that actually are playing better. And this, I know, but a lot, and one thing, I'm not done with the officiating. That was a very, very, very poor officiated game. That one play that they called an offensive foul on Davion Mint, that kid faked it. That was a clear flop, so it should have been a flop warning. Kentucky keeps the ball. Nope, they called an offensive foul, and that basically changed the momentum of the game. And that last play when we were on that little run, that should not have been a jump ball. That should have been an Auburn foul. We get the ball. That was one of the worst officiated games I've seen. But it shouldn't have came down to that. Calipari's inability to make adjustments down the stretch this game, he's starting to kind of lose the fan base recently. He's a good guy, great, in my opinion, a good coach, but he needs to get better at coaching down the stretch. That's kind of his weakness. He needs to get better and actually not making getting them to the NBA their top priority. It should be winning games for Kentucky. And that's how he's been. I know, Hunter. I know. And yes, I agree about IU. I think Archie Miller is another one. Here's the thing. A lot of people want Calipari fired. It's not happening. I'm sorry. Calipari is not going anywhere unless he chooses to leave. He signed a lifetime contract, and they're not going to fire him. It's not going to happen. The only way he leaves is if he chooses to leave. However, Archie Miller, I definitely think he might need to be fired, honestly. I think it was a poor choice to hire him at IU, honestly, because Archie Miller is not a Bobby Knight. He comes from Dayton. He is not. I don't think he can. I don't think what he did at Dayton cuts it at a big time basketball program like Indiana. So I do agree that I definitely think Archie Miller might not have been the best guy for IU. But anyway, back to Kentucky. It just. Who could even place Bob Knight? I don't know. Bob Knight he had his reputation. Definitely has his reputation. Like his famous video of him throwing the chair that's just hilarious. That's hilarious. I don't know. I'm not happy with Coach Cal after this. I think this loss falls on him. And his post-game comments, excuses, make it worse. Just worse. Here's the thing. Winning championships in games, it is not his top priority. That's what I don't like about him. Yes, he won the championship in 2012, but do you know why he won the championship in 2012? Because he had a top recruit that played for the name in front of his jersey, Anthony Davis. He played for the name in front of his jersey, not just to be one and done and get to the NBA. He played for the name in front of his jersey, so we won the 2012 national championship. Then there's the 2014-15 season where we lost to Wisconsin in the Final Four, and that was our only lost season. We went undefeated all the way to there. That was because those guys chose to come back and play for the name in front of their jersey. Following that season, we haven't been as good. Yes, we've had some good teams here and there, some good Elite Eight teams with the De'Aaron Fox and Bam Adebayo team, or the Tyler Hero, PJ Washington team. Those teams were close to going to the Final Four. I will take that, but you got teams such as that 2017-18 team should not have lost to Kansas State. He was out coached that game. Then of course this team. Now, last year's team, I definitely think could have made a run, but that team was very inconsistent. If you remember, that team had a hard time putting teams away last year. There was that Tennessee loss at home where we were up 17, let it slip away. The South Carolina game up 14, let it slip away and lose. That's just, I don't know. It's just that team was very inconsistent. So, that team could have easily lost in the first, second round, or could have went all the way. But anyway, this team. But here's the thing: I don't want to hear anything about how we're young or how we didn't have as much practicing over the summer, or how we didn't get any exhibition games. There's no excuse for a 4-8 record in Lexington. There is no excuse for a 4-8 record. Period. None. Just none. No excuse. Period. That 2017 to that 2013-14 team had very little experience. They didn't do it. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just speechless with Coach Calipari right now. With how I don't think he should go, but he needs to improve and make some changes to his program, or he's risking getting getting pushed out by the fans. I'm not saying get fired, but he's risking getting pushed out, and it's already coming to that. If you just go look on Twitter, Like, just type in Calipari on Twitter, and you'll see that even some of the media are starting to question him. That's what's going on. Yes, I 100% agree, Hunter. He needs to play these kids for Kentucky, not just the NBA. I 100% agree with you, Hunter. He needs to make some changes and not just focus on the NBA. I don't think these guys are really that ready for the NBA, to be honest with you. And one more thing, Coach, why is Cameron Fletcher not playing? Is he missing the bus? Is he missing the plane? Is he getting kidnapped? Is he sick? Where is he? Why is he not playing? He needs to get in there. You know, he's at risk. I would not be surprised if that kid transfers because he's not getting enough playing time. He deserves a chance, in my opinion. So please, Coach, put in Cameron Fletcher more. He hasn't seen the court since the North Carolina game where he cried because of his playing time. In my opinion, he needs another chance. Please put him in, Coach. And please don't start Boston anymore. Start Dante and Toppin over Boston. And let Boston maybe get better coming off the bench so he can earn a starting position. That's how it should be, Coach. I beg you, please. I don't know. I don't know what else to say, but like, we got a game at the end of the month against Texas at home. If you thought losing by 20 to Alabama at home was bad, wait till Texas comes to town. They can really embarrass you. Like, I'm contemplating not even watching the Texas game at the end of the month. I'm contemplating not even watching it because if they play like they did against Bama or anywhere, they're gonna probably get smacked by at least 30. At least 30. I'm sorry, Hunter, I accidentally hid your comment. I'm sorry, but I agree with you. He said Cal needs to get his head out of his butt. That is not how you play college basketball. That's just. I agree with that. Like, he definitely needs to change his coaching philosophy, if you ask me. He really needs to, in my opinion. It's just, if he doesn't make any changes, we're going to get whopped by 30 at least at home to Texas. I'm contemplating not even watching that. Because if I see a team that plays like that plays like they did against Alabama or even Georgia Tech, if I see that team, if that team doesn't even come with a little bit of heart against Texas, I'm not even going to watch it. It didn't flag you. I'm sorry. It didn't flag you. I just accidentally hid. I did not flag you. I'm sorry, Hunter. I did not flag you. It was just I accidentally hid instead of show. All right. So that's how I'm going to end it here. It's just, Coach Calipari, please improve. Please change your coaching philosophy, or you're going to get whipped by much more teams. Like, here's the thing. We got Texas. You can automatically write that off. But who in the SEC else can we beat? We got Georgia coming up. And Georgia, even though they're not good, they only have one win in the SEC. You saw what happened when we played terrible against a team that has only one win in the SEC. Auburn only had one win in the SEC. So that won't be easy. And then you got another game. You got a game at Alabama. What makes you think you're going to win that if they whooped you by 20 on your home court? So you can write that off. 2 games with Tennessee. You can write those off. Yeah, Hunter. And then we also have a game at Missouri, and they're pretty good. So you may mark that one off. There's not really much team you can beat if you're like this year. I just can't really see that. There's no more easy wins coming up. I don't know. It's just hard to imagine this team making any sort of run, even in the SEC tournament. I think might as well kiss our tournament hopes goodbye, just because I don't think I think we're pretty much out unless a miracle happens and we win the SEC tournament. Our tournament hopes are dead. The coffin is nailed shut. We're done. It's over. We're not making the tournament unless we win the SEC tournament. And I don't even know if we can make the NIT either. Might just go to that CBI tournament West Virginia was in a couple years ago, and what North Carolina would have been last year. I don't know. There's just not. I just can't. I just don't see this team going anywhere in March. It's hard to accept, hard pill to swallow, but that's just how it is. That's the truth. So, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys later.